Well, another Manchester derby has come and gone. Janusz Michallik joining me for this one. Janusz, and once again, Manchester United coming up trumps. Brilliant form continuing away from home, ending City's brilliant run of 21 matches that they have been going unbeaten. How significant of a win is this for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Man United? Because we know it doesn't really change that much in the table, considering we have all started to accept that City are going to win this Premier League title. But how big is this?
Well, it's of course it's big because it's the derby, and as you've mentioned, doesn't change anything in terms of standings. Manchester City are going to go on and win, what is it, the third title in four seasons, but I think it legitimizes the job that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done with Manchester United, right? I mean, the jury in many of the people is still out in terms of Ole, but I think there are a lot of pieces in this game where you can clearly say that he's outmanaged Pep Guardiola in this particular game, and while doing so, solidified Manchester United in the top four. If it's going to be two or three, it probably doesn't matter at this stage because it's still, a building process for them. But yeah, I think it has done a ton for the team and for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
I mean, just looking at this match today, you said, of course, that he has kind of almost outcoached, Pep, if we're going to compare them in this one. Obviously, both making changes where they need to. But what did Ole get so right, at least in this match?
Well, I mean, many things, but first and foremost, he stopped Manchester City from stretching Manchester United, which is something that they like to do. And he stopped Manchester City from getting in behind in wide areas, which is something that they love to do. And of course, Mahrez is capable of that. Sterling's capable of that. You have players like Kevin De Bruyne and Gundogan that just looking to thread that needle for those little diagonal runs. And, and it's not just the fact that Luke Shaw was absolutely excellent defensively and in terms of going forward, but Wan-Bissaka was tremendous as well. But I think if you look at that, those two players by themselves, I don't know if they would be able to stop, what Manchester City has to offer. But if you look at what Fred and McTominay have done in doubling up, not just on, say, Sterling and Riyad Mahrez and Foden when he came in and all of that, right? It wasn't just that. It was also the fact that, the fullbacks were struggling. Joao Cancelo against Luke Shaw defensively, but in terms of going forward, Zinchenko was rather quiet. And I think the biggest proof of that is you look at Manchester City and what is their first substitution, right? Joao Cancelo goes out, Kyle Walker in the second half. Here you are, losing 2-0. You have Aguero on the bench. You have Bernardo Silva on the bench. You have Foden on the bench. And your first substitution is Kyle Walker coming in because you have a fire going on that side as well. So look, I think in that particular sense, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done a pretty good job with that. But Alexis, I think it's even more that because Manchester City has become a standard of excellence in a city where we used to talk about standard of excellence in terms of Sir Alex Ferguson, right, and Manchester United. Pep has gotten there, right, and who knows where he's going to go from there. And I think that's why this is perhaps even more important, because I think we knew that Ole has done a great job getting United to where they are. I think we all know that players enjoy playing for him, and he seems like a pretty nice guy. But I think we always thought and still do think that there's a ceiling to him.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and when we think of Pep Guardiola, sky's the limit.
Yeah.
I don't know if that changes it, Alexis, but I think it brings that belief a little bit closer that this project maybe is going in the right direction.
I love that. Put some respect on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's name as a manager, because I mean, we are seeing some brilliant performances as well under him. Two that we did see today. You mentioned one, Luke Shaw, Tony Martial. Let's start quickly with Luke Shaw, or continue with Luke Shaw, because overall, I mean, this is nothing new. He's been absolutely outstanding so far this season. Do you think he's in the form of his life, or the best form that at least you've seen him in?
Yeah, I mean, recently, right? I mean, I think there was a belief in him. I think, if you remember, Jose Mourinho was a bit harsh on him, but I think he was right, and he had the right intentions because he knew that he wasn't playing up to his level. There was a number of reasons why that happened. I don't think we want to mention that right now. Sometimes confidence, sometimes, the fitness levels and everything, and longevity in terms of, you're playing every game. You see a manager that believes in you. And I think we're seeing that. I think this is the best we've seen Anthony Martial as well. Although I think that one-on-one, that he's missed, he's got to put that away. Just to put the cherry on the top, because it was such a good performance from him. So that's positive, because there was no Cavani as well. So those two players were good, but I think the entire team played well defensively. So, massive bonus here for Manchester United, because they seem to find a way, to get one over Manchester City. And that's pretty big in that city.
As for Manchester City now, what does Pep take from this? Because like we said, it doesn't really change that much in terms of their run for the title. It's still theirs, very much to lose, but we know Pep is a perfectionist as well. So I'm sure he'll be a bit gutted that this run has come to an end, but still, what does he take from this?
Well, a lot. First of all, he said it. It doesn't take a genius to say it. But a couple of weeks ago, he says we're going to lose sooner or later, right? We've seen these runs. Look at Liverpool and the run they are on, and the way they played last season. Manchester City have seen that as well themselves. They rebounded from last season as well. So you've mentioned he's a perfectionist. I think he's going to look ahead to the Champions League, because he knows that this team is playing tremendously well. No shame in losing to Manchester United, or losing after what, as you said, 28 unbeaten, 21 game winning streak in all competitions. That's a crazy run. And, those do come to an end. So he'll look at that. I don't think he'll make too much out of it in the end, because he knows how deep he is, and that's going to turn around. But I think he'll pay attention to small details here, Alexis, because again, if this team is missing anything, to me, it's games like these, or maybe sometimes in Europe, right? That traditional number 9, that predator, right? I look at Manchester City even now, they're tremendous. And I kind of say, what if they had Robert Lewandowski? What if they had like a Holland? What if they had like a Mbappe, right? What if they had, Sergio Aguero, at his best, when he was that sort of predator? So
for you, Gabriel Jesus wasn't cutting it.
Well, it's not that, but I don't think of him as prolific as
Okay.
Aguero. When it's all said and done, one of the greatest players that ever played in that league. So I do think that there are games when it doesn't work for them, that they miss maybe that level of excellence.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content plus live streaming, make sure to subscribe to ESPN Player.